So, guys, one thing I would like to say is that when you're in debt, it is very frustrating. When you owe money, when it seems like as soon as you make money, you have to spend it on a bill. That can be very frustrating. So, what I would like to do is explain some of the key ways that we can get out of this cycle where we make money, we save a little bit of money, then an emergency happens, or we end up paying people or companies that we owe, and as a result, we end up losing the money. First, it may take you 6 months, it may take you a year, it may take you 2 years. The good news is that whether you do this or not, the time is going to pass anyway. So one, create you an emergency fund. A lot of times, guys, when you research this, is going to say create 3 to 6 months of an emergency fund. So that means, let's say if your total bills are $3,000, your needs, your insurances, your life insurance, car insurance, home insurance, your mortgage or your rent. Let's say your bills are $3,000. What you do is you multiply 3 times 3 or 3 times 6, and that'll give you 3 to 6 months. So that could be anywhere from 9,000 to $18,000, right? 3, 6, yeah. So $18,000. So, guys, I know that seems like a lot of money. Like, what average person is walking around with $20,000? But that's precisely the point. So what you do is you start saving a little bit of every month or every check. $100 here, $100 there, $200, $300, $400 per month. If you can just even pick up extra hours on the weekend, where you pick 2 weekends out the month to DoorDash or Uber or Lyft or pick up a side hustle, you can make an extra $400 or $500 with the right equipment. At least if you have a vehicle, you definitely can do this. Okay. Online, if you don't have a vehicle, you could do this online. But the key is, guys, you need an emergency fund. And your emergency fund, building your emergency fund, is more important than anything else. It's more important than investing. It makes no sense to start investing and you don't have an emergency fund. Okay? It makes no sense to start trying to purchase things that look nice and you don't have an emergency fund. So build yourself a nice emergency fund. And even if, let's say, you can't do it all at once, if you could build enough of an emergency fund in 1 year, like let's say you save $5,000 the first year. Okay. And then the second year you manage to save another 5, and then you add an additional 5, maybe because you got your taxes or something like that, and now you have close to $10,000, or let's say you even have $15,000 now in just 2 years. Now you have an emergency fund. Now you're not going to blow this. You're not going to use this money to go and, do something else or start a new life and stuff like that. That's not what this money is for. It could be used for that, but that's not what this money is for. This $15,000, guys, is now to help you double up. You want to save it to where now you have a year of your total expenses saved. So let's say your total expenses is around $35,000, $40,000. Save another year, maybe stack another $5,000 or $10,000, make an investment to where now in 3 years, guys, you have gotten to around $40,000 liquid. At this point, in 3 years, you have enough money to where your basic needs are met, and if any emergency comes, you can handle it, okay? Now, what I would say is your first goal should be a $5,000 goal. get to $5,000. Even if it takes you a year, even if it takes you 2 years, don't care about how long it takes you. Get to $5,000. With $5,000, you should be able to cover most emergencies. Then save and double up and get to 10,000. That way, we're getting closer to getting that 3 to 6 months emergency fund. Then once we get a year worth of emergency fund, that means if anything happens in this year, you lose your job, you change jobs, you start working on a new career, you got enough money saved up, preferably however much you make per year, you want to start having that money in savings. Now, when I say this, I want to tell you guys, this is baby steps. This is not happening overnight. This may take you 2 or 3 years. It may take you 4 years. But look at it like this. When you were a freshman in high school, being a senior seemed so far away. When you were a freshman in college, graduating seemed so far away. But when you realize that 4 years is going to happen anyway, so look at it like this is the presidential election of your life, right? You want to elect yourself to be in a better position. So what you have to do, you have to campaign. You have to campaign now, the second year, the third year, the fourth year, and the people that already got it, they are currently already in position of power. So you just want to keep grinding, keep hustling, keep putting the work in so that you can be elected and you can be the president of your own life, where you can be in control of your own life. That's what this is about, guys. Putting yourself in a position where you can control your life. If you want to make some better moves, you have to hold yourself accountable. Then life wouldn't feel so bad. Most people that's struggling right now, they don't have an emergency fund. They don't have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved. They don't have $20,000 or $30,000 liquid that could help them buy a few months if need be. And this is why they're struggling. And I'm included in this right now. I'm rebuilding my emergency fund. I had a nice emergency fund and I used it to relocate. And now I'm in the process of rebuilding my emergency fund. So that's the key to the game that I wanted to give you. I hope that it helps. I hope that it was constructive. And as always, guys, you can do anything that you put your mind to. Don't give up. Keep